from wherever you are, and welcome to Let's Play Games. I'm John McFarland, Adult Services Librarian for National Public Libraries, and I hope you'll join me in learning or rediscovering some of the more common and uncommon games out there. Last time, we went into the concept of banking games, games that involve chips and these chips exchanging hands. I do want to note the same as I did last time, that this is a game that does involve usually changing hand of tokens, which sometimes can represent money. Gambling is a serious issue for some people, so please be aware of your own headspace when doing something like this. This game usually involves a personal stake as well as the stake of a house. Last time we also did talk about games that involved everybody having their own individual stakes. So we're going to talk about more games like this today. I just want to make sure you're aware of the always consistent risk and being aware of your own headspace if you're going to ever try any games like this. Obviously, we are playing with pretend money here. We're playing with pretend pieces. We're going to keep it that way. But this time, I'm going to try and still have a little fun with it where I'm not going to be replacing tokens. So that way I can show you over the course of this game and series of games we're going to play. Some people are not going to be doing that well today. But still, there's plenty of games I can show you today. Let's get stuck in. So in order to talk about these card games, I always want to talk about, as a nice refresher, what kind of cards we're dealing with here. We're dealing with what's called the French style deck. I'll actually also be dealing with the German and Italian style decks, the same way I dealt with the German style last episode. But this is 52 cards. This is ace, the lowest or highest, depending on, don't worry, I'll get to that in a moment. Ace, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then the court cards are Jack, our Queen, and our King. What's going to be important for today is the idea that sometimes the ace will be at the bottom, sometimes the ace will be at the top. The reason why is because these are going to be less involved with the idea of creating particular hands, but more about the count themselves of its value. So in certain games we're talking about today, the ace can sometimes be one of its number, or also at the top. Now, I'll also tell you that these cards right here, the 10, the Jack, the Queen, and the King, typically will be of the same number. So all of these, for the purpose of today, are going to be 10s. So 10, 10, 10, 10, and 11. So this can be either 1 or 11 for most games, especially this first one. So what I'm going to do is going to put these off to the side for identifying here for a second. We're going to put some stuff off to the side. And I want to show you the complexity that comes from some of this. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to show you a game called 21. It's used in English. I'm sure you're thinking, where have I heard this before? We popularly know it as a game called blackjack. Now, blackjack specifically is from a certain era in which it would actually pay out more if you had, as a part of your deal, the ace of spades and a blackjack. Note, that's only one of a couple card combinations. There are clubs, there are spades, so you had to have one of those blackjacks. So, as always, I'm going to show the importance of shuffling, because obviously having a hand that involves blackjacks and aces is going to be hard to do with an unshuffled deck. So this is a game of chance. This is a game of luck. So what you're going to do, if you've never shuffled a deck of cards before, is you're going to cut the deck into two, and you're going to hold it, and with your thumb right here, you're just going to let go a little bit at a time. As always, shuffle your cards. Shuffle your cards thoroughly. As many as you like. Obviously, you see me doing this here. So what I am going to do is I am going to, everybody has to play a certain number of stake. I'm gonna start small, just to illustrate the concept, and we're gonna do more and more because that's part of the fun here. So let's say that each person has to put out 1. There will be 4 players here. And then obviously I am the house. I'll say this, the house always wins. I promise you, the house always wins. So what's gonna happen is we've got a certain deal here. And you are trying to beat the banker here. Now, what happens is we are going to 21. If you have 21, you will win what your bet is. Typically that's 1-1. So now, I'm gonna do 1 card face down, each person. And 1 card face up. It's a 9. So I want to get to 21. And I'm gonna do 2, 10, and 8, and a queen. Remember, that is also 10. And I'm just doing this so that way we can do this 1 card at a time. I'll show you what we've got. So now on my end, I've got a 9. And I actually get to look at mine. This is part of 21 is you're trying to beat the dealer. You've got your 2. Let's look at this other card. You've got a 2 and a 4. This is just some simple basic math. So you've got a 6. You've got 2 10s, so 20. You've got a jack and an 8. You've got a queen and a 2. So remember, you're trying to get 21. So what you're gonna do is you are going to, with your stake here, you are trying to beat this number right here. So the 9 and this mystery card, 2 and the 4. So you've got 6. You've got 20 here, pretty close to 21. The only way you lose is you would technically get like a push if you tie, but you're doing okay over here. And then 18, which is pretty good, but a 19, 20, or 21, you lose. Queen of 2. So now you're gonna decide what to do. So now, this person decides, I want another card. 4. So this person gets to decide what to do. They're gonna stay. So we're gonna put their here, so they got 20. 18, they gotta decide what to do. They're gonna also stay. Why not? Queen and a 2, so you know you're probably not going to beat whatever's on here. Because remember, we get to do this as well. So you're going to do what's called hitting. You're gonna get another card, just like this. You now do what's called bust, because remember, queen and king are, this is unlucky, but you lose your 1. Put this off to the side. They are out for the purposes of this. The dealer on this side decides that they are going to stand. There's obviously some element of mystery, and in versions of this, you'll also know what the dealer has as well. But we're doing this for example, so that way you see that it sometimes works and sometimes doesn't. So this person's already decided. I now know whether this person wins or not. So this person says, all right, I'm gonna go for it again. So we're at 4, 4, and 2, for a total of 10. Their total of 20. This person decides, nope, I'm gonna stand. So everybody has decided that they are gonna stand. So we've got a total of 18, total of 20, and a total of 18. The dealer has 2 9s for a total of 18. Typically, you have to beat the dealer. So this person wins the 1. And these, depending on where you're playing, you will either lose based off this or you just get your bet back. But I'm gonna make it punishing today. And this group is going to lose. So you have to beat the house. So now what you do is typically what'll happen is you'll have a large set of cards. So that way we have to spend, notice how this means we got to shuffle again. You know what cards were there. So instead what we're gonna do, and I'm gonna go ahead and shuffle this while we're at it. is we are going to put this off to the side, and we are going to deal with more than one deck. So this is 2 decks of cards. So this intentionally makes it harder. Typically, I've seen like 5, 6 decks. You have no idea what card is coming next. There are people who attempt to play this game mathematically and do what's called counting cards. If you're really good with rote memorization and have the time, you know what? Go for it. It doesn't typically work out. But what is going to happen is now I'm going to make it a minimum of 5. And actually, we'll do 6. So that way we can start using these ones. So everybody has to put down 6. If they want to play, you have to pay in. So now anyone who wins will win 6, or they will lose 6. So now I'm going to do bop, king, 2, 2. So people can't really bust on their first draw. And then they've got 7 here. So remember, you're trying to beat the house rather than other people. So we go to this person first. Notice how we've got 3 of the 2s. But since we have 2 full decks here, we have 5 remaining 2s since there's 4 in each suit. So a little bit of math here. So you're like, all right, cool. I'm going to try and count to memory how many 2s there are left in this deck. There are 6 7s remaining. So again, I'm not that good with rote memorization off of seeing cards only a little bit. We're not going to waste our time doing that. So this person's at 16, so they have to decide, much like last time, do they want to hit or stand? Let's say they decide to stand at 16, because there's a risk. Anything that's, they need an ace, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 5. Let's say they decide to stand. Now that means they get no other choice. 16 is what they got. This person's at 11. They decide to hit. So by the way, this person, air quotes, technically made the wrong choice. They would have been safe. Remember, this is a game of risk. This is a game of chance and luck. So that's 6 plus 9, so they're at 15. We'll go over to this person. They're definitely going to hit. They are up to 15. This person's at 17. They're going to decide to stay. The dealer is obviously going to hit, so that's 15. 2 plus 7 plus 6. What's going to happen here? 2 plus 9 plus 4, that's 11, 15. So right now, you're matched with the dealer. You kind of know that they're probably going to hit. Usually on a table, if you're ever playing, there's like rules of the dealer must hit at a certain number. So let's say that number is 16. Mathematically speaking, that's about the midpoint. So you know you have to hit again. 3. Not bad. So now we've got 2 plus 9 plus 4 plus 3. So that's 7. That's 11. That's 18. This person's at 15. They're going to also. No such luck. King is a 10. That's 20. That's 22. That's 25. This person has lost out on their bet. This person's at 17. They decided to stand. And this person is typically, what'll happen is everybody will resolve before the dealer. So that way they kind of know what point that they're at. So they're at 17. Why not? We'll stay. All we need to do is beat the dealer, who's going to take another card. 3. So that's 10. That's 18. So anybody who doesn't have 18, which is, by the way, everyone here, again, the house always wins. Notice that everybody here, game of luck, and what will happen now is they're going to put their stuff off, and another hand will immediately begin. So everyone says, okay, cool. I've got to put in my 6. I've got to put in my 6. I've got to put in my 6. So in order to get back to where they were before, they have to win this hand. So 8, 10, ace, not bad. Queen, king, got an ace and an 8, an ace and a 10, ace and a 2, and an ace and a queen. So notice immediately we actually have much better luck here. Except for that. That is 21. Remember how I specifically said, at this point, if you were doing with the house gets 21 and you tie, this is technically a push. So I'll be kind here and say that now you have to hit 21 or else you lose your bit. So this group gets to keep theirs, this group gets to keep theirs. So now you're seeing whether you lose. This person decides to hit, they lose their bet. This person decides. Now, here's the catch. And actually, correction, I gotta back myself up because of a rule going on here. Remember how I said the ace can either be high or low? So, always gotta try and catch yourself when you're doing games like this. You have either a 1 or an 11. So this could be 19, or this could be 9. So let's say this is 9, this is now 13. If this is now 1, that's 3, that's 13. This is where math really comes into play. So that's 8, 9, 9 plus 4, 13, that's 20. This is 1, that's 13. This person needs an ace or they lose. They have now officially lost. There we go. Notice how I'm already making back some of the stack. That's 13. They need an 8. They need a 6. They need a 2. No such luck. So now, this is where, again, counting cards. How many 2s have we already lost? So now your odds are not that great. So we will keep going here for one more example. And we'll give these people their stacks back. And I will progressively increase the stakes as we go along. So Jack, Queen, 2. There's one of the only other 2s left. That's 20. And that is 15. So now I was hoping I would get this. What you can do as an example is if you have a pair, you can actually split in some spaces. So we're gonna actually split this up. So you're playing 2 hands at once. So one of these here and one of these here. You get a second card. All right, so now let's look what we got. We got 15, so we know we're gonna be hitting here. This is 20, nah, I'm good. 15, this person's definitely gonna hit. 15 plus 8, nope, no luck here. This person has a 6. This person now has a 14. This person also loses out. Again, the house always wins. Starting to notice a theme. So we'll do it this one first. This is either, again, ace, 1 or 11. This is either a 16 or a 6. If that's a 16, that is a 21. So we'll give them that bet. Let's see how we're doing over here. Is 12? 12 plus 9. All right. Our hard suit over here is having a little luck going on. 15, 17. Nope. So this person goes bust. Person wins. So notice how this game kind of scales to where it is very immensely, massively luck-based. This person just so happened to get back what they got in. Not bad of a hand. However, what happens when we increase the stakes? Oh, don't worry, fret not. That's part of this game. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a step back real quick because I wanna show you how different kinds of decks play basically the same game. Hold on a second, let me get this set up. So now that I showed you the concept of what blackjack is, or 21, it's time that I show you a different style deck. We have the Italian themed deck here, which has slightly different suits. The Spanish themed is slightly different, but same principle. I'm using the Italian because it's the one I have on hand. We have here, instead of spades, clubs, diamonds, and hearts, we have coins, we have swords, we have cups, and we have, essentially we're back to clubs here, but this would be wands typically. Anyone who is familiar with a tarot deck would be quite familiar with these of the minor arcana. Fret not, I will be showing off Jeu de Tarot one day on this series. So there's something slightly missing from this set, however. We have explicitly 12, 11, 10, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Yes, the 8s and 9s are not included here. So we're still missing a little bit. We're missing 3 cards out of our set. So we have 10 for a total of 40. Now, what I'm going to do is shuffle, same as before. So this is typically a 2-player game and involves a bit more bluffing. So because it's a 2-player back and forth game, we're going to play it with 4 and treat it kind of the same as blackjack. But what we're going to do is people are going to be determining what cards they have. So you want to get either on the nose of 15 or as close to 15 without going over. If you saw our dicey episodes, you saw kind of similar games to this, getting as close to without going over. That was the game of Macau. We also talked about Octo, which was getting kind of like a high score game. Well, here, once again, we're going for 15. Notice how it's a little bit harder to get to it in different ways. But different types of playing cards begat certain different types of rules. So everybody here, I'm going to do the same stake as, actually, no, it's time to increase it, don't you think? Yes, I'm going to do 12. 2, 12, 12. Yeah, we're going to start working on getting rid of our ones, because as we escalate this, it's going to be a lot more. So each player, I'm going to get this just a little bit more shuffled, is going to be getting just a little bit more here. We are going to do, just in terms of games like this, I'll give 1 public card and 1 private card. So this is once again a bluffing style game of how are you at 15 or are you not? So I won't tell you that one. I'll tell you that one. I won't tell you that one. And I won't tell you that one. So now this person can get another card if they so choose. And they are going to bet 4. I'm just going to go ahead and have an equal stake. So 4 that they have the closest to 15 without going over. This person's going to take a card, which will also not be public. They're actually going to bet, what's that, 13? 13. That they have the closest with 15 without going over. This person says, all right, I'm not going to take any card, but I am going to bet 25 in total that I have the closest without going over. Person says, give me a card. They are going to not match this 25, so they're saying, nope, I'm not going to deal with that. They're not going to show their cards. They know that they're out. This person has to then make their decisions. 25, they'd bet 4, so they got to meet it. So that's 21. And typically, just by the way, as good form, don't kind of make a change unless you need to. Don't mess with any of the coins, just have the same total. So that person had 13. This person had 12. Just add it, everybody knows they're equal. So everyone's equal. Now it's here for your showdown. So we're gonna put all of this, for the sake of visuals, together. Now, what happens? So we have 14, which is not 15. We have 5, 6, and 1. So 11, which is also not 15, but this person is out. And this person that has 14. So the way this typically works is, because we're doing more than a couple players, since it's a bluffing game, we're just gonna split this pot evenly. So actually, sorry, I forgot to grab this person's stuff. So what do we got here? We got 9. We got 29 in total. This is where sometimes you get the even. So we would split this up. Each person gets their stake back. And I'll take the 1 extra. A lot of games, especially these types of games, will, by the way, have commissions. So it's sort of like, hey, you get your stuff back, fret not. But however, the banker is going to end up taking a cut of those winnings. Usually it ends up being something like 1/6 or so. So I'm gonna take, even though they won, I'm gonna take 6 away. So like their original stake. Again, the house always wins. Throw this over here. But same principle as before, where you're just trying to bluff your way into getting 15. And with a different style deck, you know, you got different ways to play it. But that is 15 rather than 21. But now I'm gonna take a step back. We're gonna switch up the style of game. Remember how I said 10, Jack, Queen, King are worth 10? What if they're worth 0? Oh, don't worry. I've got a game for that. Give me a second. I spent the entirety of last episode and, now a decent chunk of this episode talking about tokens, chips, what have you. They go, of course, as far back as the earliest gambling games. However, these standardized tokens were not until the 18th century or so, but they weren't denomination-based, as a matter of fact. It was specific to players handling payments, so that way it wasn't as documented. So somebody would show up with their specialty green and gray chips saying, this is my way of settling debts, where I'm like, okay, cool. If at the end of the game, I have 2 tokens left over and I know that I need to settle my debts because I know I've made a profit, as it were, it was easier to exchange hands rather than trying to do it all throughout the course of the game. It was a bit more efficient, a little harder for people to steal from others who could say, wait a minute, I've got 2 green tokens from you. I need to settle up with you. But people would exchange, and so that way at the end of the night or the end of whatever time they spent gambling, a little easier to cash out. So we had these non-specific tokens until probably closer to the end of the 19th century when we started getting these mass-producible clay chips, especially for houses of gambling, in order to be able to say, okay, this actually represents a 1, this represents a 5, this represents a 10, etc. But in order to keep track, we have to keep using these styles of tokens, and we had these denominations that are kind of instilled in our mind now as to what they are. Whites are very typically 1s, or whatever the lowest denominations are, up to more fanciful colors. All right, now it's time to escalate a little bit, and I took back the aces and I brought out our German cards here, because now we're dealing with 4 decks. Again, good luck counting cards. We're going to now play a game that is the original preference of the fictional character James Bond, Baccarat. We'll specifically be starting with a game called Punto Banco. What we're going to do is 1 through 9, so our ace is now 1. It is only a 1. It will never exceed 1, is face value. King, queen, jack, 10 are worthless. So we're just going to be doing simplistic cards here. Our goal is to get to 9, or as close to 9 as possible. Good news, cannot go over. We will specifically be dealing with just the pip cards. So now what we're gonna do is you're gonna get 2 cards and see how close it gets. So let's say that you get a 9 and a 9. Well, we basically just like wrap around, and we're dealing with that last number. So 9 plus 9 is 18. So your number is 8. With me? Cool. So if your initial number is 5 or less, you will get a third card. Good news. At 6 or 7, typically you will be asked to stand. The banker also, by the way, gets their cards. So now you get some options here. You have to obviously play in. So what we're going to do is we're going to do 15. That's your initial here. Notice people aren't getting their stuff back. That's 15. And that's 15. Obviously, banker gets to keep all their stuff. Now, I just want to point out, we only played maybe 3 or 4 hands so far to this point. And 1, 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55. So notice that already I made back 55 just by being the house. And some has exchanged hands, but aside from that, the house always wins. So what we're going to do is we're going to be giving you cards. You get 2 cards. So we've got 4, 0, 2, 3. You get a second card. 9. 4 plus 9 is 13. Take away that 1, you've got a 3. You've got 0 over here, you've got 2. You've got 7. You've got 3 plus 8. Now, the dealer gets their cards. They've got a 0. They've got a 0. They've got a 0. They have a 5. So the dealer will be getting another card here in a moment. But let's go ahead and resolve these. So we've got a 3, 7. So this is 8 plus 9, 17. Take off the 1. They've got a 7. Not bad. They've got a 2 over here. They've got a 5 over here. 7. Remember, wrapping around, we're at 14 now. We've got 0, we've got 1. So typically, by the way, this would work would be only getting a certain number of cards. So from here, this is a very simplistic game. It's not just hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. But let's say that we have our total of 5 here. That helps us pay out, as it were. So you only get your 3 cards here. So remember, 15 is your total here. So 4, 9, 4. So that is 8 plus 9, 7. So you're going to get your 1-to-1 bet because you're over 5. You're at 5. Guess what? You got to beat the banker. Some places will allow you to push, but again, we're playing on hard mode today. So you're going to lose your bet here. This is typically what's referred to, by the way, as the house edge. So we're looking to beat 5. I'll just go ahead and discard this so you see it a bit more. So that's 7, 7, 4. Nope, you got to beat 5. And this person also. This is why we illustrate, again, the concept of the house always wins. So now all the cards go off to the side. And then I will deal, once again, let's grab this big honkin' stack. Now remember, we now know that certain cards are out of play. Once again, this is why you play with a giant stack of cards. So you've got 0, 7, 0, 0. Once again, 0. Second card, 9. Whoop, 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 whoop. There's 15. 8 plus 7, 15, so 5. You got a 7, and you have a 6. Now, once again, let me, get out our ones here. Sorry, I'm just trying to clear out our, oh, you can actually just stay here because you ended up winning. So you get your stack, you get, actually, we're gonna do this 3 stack right here. Eventually we'll reclaim those ones. And then, okay. Easier for cleanup sometimes. And just to illustrate how stacks change over time. So, and then what's the second card here? You've got a 5. So notice how we have here what's called a natural. You got your 2 cards, so you're definitely winning this one. So you're gonna go ahead and get your 15 in. Not bad. So this person has a 5. So they're getting another card, 0, which is gonna cause them, by the way, to, well, actually, I correct myself. You gotta beat the banker here. Now, also, by the way, as a general concept, you can also play a version of this where you're playing against other people and you get the entirety of the hand. So it's not just the banker you're playing, it's the other players you're playing. So that way, not everyone can win. A tie means you split the pot. So we've got a 7 here. That person is gonna stand. You got a 6 here. This person is, let's give them another card, 8, give them a shot. Playing on hard mode, but I'm trying to be where some people win, some people lose, and sometimes it just happens. This third card is an 8. Remember how I said you had to beat the banker? Sorry, we are out of luck for everyone else. So notice how this is, once again, it's starting to get pretty bad for some people on this lower number. Now, I'm gonna actually bring back up the idea of Landscanet, where banker will actually change hands. This is known as chemin de fer. This would typically be you're playing with other players and you create a stack. So let me go ahead and get rid of this. We'll say that now the stack is, we're gonna make it 25. So, like I said, just trying to get rid of these ones here. So we've got a 25 here, and we've only got 4. So a 25 here and a 25 here. So now we're gonna have, this person's been doing okay. Let's see how they do. So there'll be the 9, there'll be a 2, there'll be a 2, there'll be a 3, there'll be an ace. So they're actually at 10. Cut out the 1. Whoops. They got a 0. They're at a 7. And they're at a 4. So notice this, you're less playing against the banker and more playing against other people. So you're gonna get your 1 card here. You're really hoping for anything. That is a 2 overall. Nope, not doing too well. They get that other card, so they've got a total of 7. This person's at a 7. This person's at a 4. They'll get a 3rd card. They get an 8, which means that this player, having the highest number, gets all of it. So now, suddenly, the rules have changed. Let me illustrate one more concept, and I'll go back to trying to beat the banker. So hopefully these should start to make a little bit more sense. We're gonna make, once again, 25 is gonna be our friend here. It's 4. Let's see, we'll put 25 here, 25 here, and how many we got over here? It's 5, 10, 15, and 10. So everybody's got 25, cool. So everyone's going to get their cards. You also have, by the way, the option to make a bet, not just on yourself, but that you will tie. Now, let's see, this will be 9, 2. Really hoping for a court card here. Oh, hey, look. This person's absolutely going to win their bet, but they can also make a separate bet. I'm going to have everyone just basically do the rest of their ones so that we can clear these out. But there will end up being a tie in the end. This, by the way, usually pays out as like 8-1. We'll have that be 8-1 here. So, oh, sorry, I forgot to give myself the other card. Woof, I've got a 0. So I've got our 10, which is worth 0, so they're definitely winning. So go ahead and give them a 25 spot for their troubles. That person gets another card as they just have a 2. They're going to have a 4 in total. So they're definitely losing this one here, but they've still got a chance if this ends up being a 4 with the third card. They're at a 1. They're all set at 1, so they're at least losing this. Notice, I'd say again, for those on the back, the house always wins. We get a 3 going on, they get another card. They get a 9, so that's 13, or sorry, 12 wraps around, they're at a 2. So there, once again, we're losing all these chips over here. Got over here. Sorry, just trying to, we're doing a little clean up as well with this, so that way we can collect at the end of the evening. These 2 over here. Notice we've already gotten almost all of our 1s back and a full stack of 5s. So there's one more card. If it's a 4, this tie will win out. If it's a 1, so another ace has to show up, this wins out. Sorry, they need a 3. Oh, look, and an ace. So the total now is 2. This person, whoop, will lose out because they needed a 4. This person's a 1, so they would have loved a court card going on there. But this person, however, bet 3, so 3 times 8. So I'll go ahead, this person gets this back here. And then they needed a 9, so that actually goes out. So they'll get their initial stake back, plus 24. Take it back. Fret not, I'll get these 1s here in just a moment. And you can also typically, by the way, just exchange over time, and you get a fresh 5 out of that. So notice stacks change hands, stacks move around. This is kind of part of the game where you are trying to see how often you can actually get lucky over the course of a game. There is a large element of risk, and so a large part of this changes hands fairly quickly. But a notice again, and I'm going to go ahead and just, sorry to this person, I'll be nice and I'll give a 5 kind of in exchange. That would clear out these ones. So now, here we are once again. Everything is set up for another style of game. I'm going to reset all of this. May or may not add some even higher amounts of decks. 1 second, because we have to go up to 6 decks now. Let me shuffle. So we've been talking about the idea of cheating at games. It's always inevitable. I need to talk about one of the greatest cheating scandals, and it's involving a banking game. This is the late 19th century. There was a scandal, allegedly, that implicated the Prince of Wales and involved a full-scale, think great media paparazzi court battle. And it involved the Prince of Wales, who was later King Edward VII. Sir William Gordon Cumming who was a part of Her Majesty's military and one of the baronets of the Kingdom of England, was accused of illegally adding to his stake. As we talk about some of these games and the ways that people can cheat, what would happen is once you saw what the result was, but before everything was paid out, if you somehow slipped on an extra piece or two, you know that you accrued a profit that you didn't actually win. So he was accused of illegally adding to his stake. And there was an agreement all written down that he was, according to him, forced to sign, that it was going to keep it secret, not going to leave the house that the game was played in. It was over the course of 2 nights, and it was, I'm not going to gamble ever again. So as we all know, 2 people can't keep a secret. 3 people definitely can't keep a secret, and there were about 10, 15 people involved here. So it immediately leaked, and it turned into one of the largest and most notable slander suits of probably that entire century. And it involved calling the prince to the stand, which hadn't happened for about 500 to 600 years. But it was an absolute media frenzy that simultaneously ruined the prince's reputation. He was fine. He ended up being King of England. He was fine. But also kind of put a damper on the game of Baccarat for a little while, but also made it intensely popular with a particular class because it taught a bunch of people how to play to keep track of this huge, massive scandal. All right, so now this is another game that usually involves a larger table. I will explain all that's going on. By the way, the minimum now is 50. We're gonna keep escalating so that way you can see just how quickly stuff changes hands. Notice we've already made back all of our 1s. I went and exchanged some stuff out. So now we're waiting to see how many of the people's 5s we can collect, which is probably going to be, by the way, a lot. So what we're gonna be playing is a game called Trente et Quarante. What we're doing is I'm gonna be drawing cards in a row. One will be on the top, one will be on the bottom. So this will be the noir row, one will be the rouge row. There's 2 bits to this. One, which row is going to win? Secondly, which row will be the kind of card that it wins on? So what we're going to be doing is there's 6 different kind of options we've got here. First off, which row wins? So we're going to have our people put 50s on their respective row winning. Then we're going to make another 50 spot bet on. I'm going to go ahead and collect these together. And notice how people are already starting to have to dig into their coinage. They're going to bet, and I'm going to have each person kind of bet just in their corner here. Notice how we're doing only slightly better than random betting. Just make sure I've got everybody's stack figured out. Yes, so we're doing that. Is that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Cool. Just wanted to make sure I had it right. So what we're doing is, over on this side, which color card is going to be the type of card that wins? So noir, noir. So this would be noir en color, or noir and inverse. So basically, the last card that actually wins the row will be the inverse. So it'll be a red card that wins it for us. Or on this row, that it'll be the black card that wins it for us on the red row. So all we're looking for is not only which one wins, but what type wins. So notice some people are definitely losing. So I'm gonna go top. So that's 6. That's 10. By the way, all of the faces are gonna be 10s. That's 16. That's 15. That is 16, 19. That's 25. That's 29. Yes, cool. So 25, 29. That's 29. That's 36. Now, you deal the last card here, so this is what matters, and we'll recount here. But essentially, once we reach that 31 threshold, we're going to see what this last card is. It's a 9. So I'm going to leave these here and just kind of put them in order. So 10, 20, 29, then 36. And then this is 29. 29 and 8, so 37. So we now know that all of the bets here made on the black row are immediately lost. Like I said, we're going to be taking quite a few pieces now. Once again, and you can say it with me, kids, the house always wins. This also means all of these go away. Now, we get to resolve here. So this group gets their 225s. So they will get their respective pieces back. Now we see what color one. So it was the same color as the row. So this one also goes away. But this person also gets their respective winnings. So hey, look, we are, actually, let me, once again, we're gonna keep slowly collecting pieces back. Now, we're going to take these all away. This is part of the benefit of having, this is 6 decks all stacked together. Same thing as before. So we're gonna do 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 50, 15, because eventually the luck will run out. 20, 30, 40, 50. So then for over here, we're gonna have 50. 50 once again. And then we're gonna have 50 over here and 50 over here. So basically play exact same as last time. We've got an 8. We've got an 8, so the rows are tied. We've got 10. We've got 18. We've got 17. We've got 28. We've got, it's 10, it's 13, so 23. We have another, whoop. And this is the challenge of when you don't have an actual shoe. It's trying to keep all of this stacked together. So I'll just leave this over to the side for now. Because the good news is that we can always shuffle all of it later. Notice how we just have to keep this row out, but I'll keep this slightly over here for now. In theory, with this stack, I could just draw completely randomly. So we now know that we have 36 over here. So all of these bets are now mine. Now we know over here is 1. So you get a 50, you get a 50. And then we look at the color here. So these bets are now gone. And then you get a 50. So notice how some stacks, luck of the draw, if that card had been a black, it would have been an immediate loss. So now, let's keep it going for one more round. I'm trying to see if we can get a tie here. So I'm gonna make these so 100 per. 30 more. 25. Once again, as a polite reminder, the house always wins. Right, so we've got 4, and we've got 4, 4. So notice we're having to start digging into the 50s. As we start collecting more, it's getting worse for some people compared to others. Oh, sorry, I forgot to grab these two 50s. So we're gonna do this one more time. And we'll just draw from a random pile because you know what? We can take it a bit more casually here. That's a 10, that's a 5, that's 20, that's 15, that is 26, so we're getting close. That's 25. This is gonna be 36, so Black Row might actually get stuff back. That is 35. Oh, we got so close to a tie. So I could at least explain that a tie will involve the dealer will take half of these stakes. So you know what? I'm going to absolutely rig this game. And let's see, what's this card here? Maybe we'll luck out and it will be a 6. It is actually a 6, that's perfect. So we're gonna say that this is, yes, I'm absolutely playing unfair today, but that is to illustrate the concept of, once again, the house always wins. So notice how this ended up being a perfect tie. So yoink, yoink, and here. And then take my 5s. Half, take half, and take half. So there we go. I got most of my 5s now. So all of these, just because of a tie, yeah, you have, half your stake back. But again, the house always wins. So I've talked enough about cheating where I want to just basically do a once-over of the entirety of cheating at cards. Hiding your cards. So some people would actually figure out ways with sleight of hand. I'm looking at you, those who play rogue classes in Dungeons & Dragons, being able to sneak a card into their hand. Obviously, I have a nicer shirt on today, so being able to say, I had 5 that I needed earlier. I need a 5 now. And being able to, once again, with sleight of hand, as you can tell that I don't have it, being able to say, now look, that 4, again, mysteriously See, I can't even do it if my life depended on it, which is why I don't cheat at cards. One of many reasons that I don't cheat of cards, for the record. But also, some people would actually, with the tokens that are on, for certain games, I talked about Pharaoh last time. People would actually be able to put coppers on top of their tokens, actually betting that a card would lose rather than a card would win. So people would have a copper on top of that string, on top of a little string, and then if that card won, with sleight of hand again, be able to pull that copper out, hoping that no one would see it. So it was very much a sleight of hand, or also changing out the 1 bet for a stack of 5s and hoping that no one would see. So these are the little ways in which people have tried and failed miserably to cheat at cards, to cheat at betting, which is why you shouldn't do it. Just don't. There's no reason to. If you've consented to play a game like this, you know the risk. Don't try to cheat. The odds that you're actually going to be able to get away with it may be high if you're playing a role-playing game. They're relatively low in real life, and the consequences are, shall we say, large, massive. Just don't do it. Just don't. That's all the time we have for today. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next time, as I am not done with banking games by any stretch of the imagination. Also, be sure to check out the playlist of every single episode on the National Public Library YouTube page. Look out for us on NECAT, and look out for such other great NPL Universe content. I'll see you next time.